74% of adults are overweight. Over half are diabetic. And autism has exploded in kids. Think that's just bad luck? It's not. These aren't separate crises. They are all symptoms of one massive breakdown happening inside your cells. And nobody's warning you. Hi everyone, I'm Marc Bates. I'm a metabolic health coach. This is part of my question and answer series, the hidden root cause of obesity, diabetes, and autism nobody's talking about. Okay, let's get to the question. When you look at statistics showing 74% of adults with obesity, 52% with diabetes, and autism rates jumping from 1 in 150 to 1 in 36 in children, most people see separate epidemics. You're suggesting there's actually one underlying mechanism connecting all of these. What makes metabolic dysfunction this common denominator that everyone's missing? Okay, let's get to the science. The engine of chronic disease, insulin resistance. Dr. Benjamin Bikman makes the case that insulin resistance is the root physiological state driving nearly every major chronic condition: obesity, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, heart disease, even some cancers. In Why We Get Sick, he calls insulin resistance the most common health disorder worldwide, affecting up to 85% of American adults. When your cells become resistant to insulin, blood sugar stays elevated, fat storage accelerates, inflammation increases, and energy production becomes inefficient, all of which compromise multiple systems in parallel. You've got mental health, autism, and mitochondria. Dr. Christopher Palmer's book, Brain Energy, expands the model. All mental health illness, including depression, bipolar disorder, and neurodevelopmental disorders like autism, stems from impaired brain metabolism, often due to mitochondrial dysfunction. The brain is the most energy-hungry organ in the body. When mitochondria can't produce energy efficiently, often due to high-carb processed diets, it leads to a range of neurological symptoms. Palmer directly ties this back to insulin resistance and poor metabolic health. The converging pathologies of modern diseases. The Ketogenic, the Science of Therapeutic Carbohydrate Restriction textbook, argues from both clinical and evolutionary perspectives that nearly all modern non-communicable diseases share a common pathway: carbohydrate toxicity leading to hyperinsulinemia, inflammation, and mitochondrial overload. These include PCOS, obesity, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, also known as type 3 diabetes, autoimmunity, and autism spectrum disorders. You've got one root but many branches. Michelle Hearn, in The Dietitian's Dilemma, emphasizes that many people suffering from supposedly unrelated conditions, depression, IBS, obesity, autoimmune disease, are all dealing with symptoms of a single metabolic injury. They're told it's their fault or their genetics, when in reality, it's the standard high-carb, low-fat, plant-heavy dietary dogma that's driving dysfunction. From processed plants to broken pathways. So plant-based ultra-processed diets, high in grains, sugars, and seed oils, hijack the metabolic machinery. Sally K. Norton in The Toxic Superfoods shows how even so-called superfoods can be metabolically destructive through oxalate overload and gut damage. The unifying mechanism, metabolic collapse. So what's the thread underlying it all together? Too much glucose, which leads to insulin resistance. Too many seed oils, which leads to mitochondrial dysfunction. Too little protein and fat, which leads to hormonal and neurological imbalance. And too many plant toxins, which leads to chronic inflammation. Whether it manifests as obesity, diabetes, depression, or autism depends on your genetic vulnerabilities, but the root is the same: a mismatch between human biology and the modern diet. The solution is a metabolic recalibration. When people return to ancestral, low-carb, and animal-based diets, blood sugar and insulin normalize, mitochondria regenerate, inflammation subsides, and neurotransmitters stabilize. It's not magic, it's metabolism. Alright, I want to thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the appropriate section. We are a community, and if you have ideas for what you would like to learn more about next, leave that in the comment section as well, so I can start working on it for you. Okay, I have a full slate of stuff to go on, but I can always push stuff up to meet your needs. And as always, if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, share this video with somebody who might need it. You'll be helping a lot of people, and we thank you here on this channel.